We could not help, but I can just say we are so sorry for kept you waiting for so long. Um, so I would start with the introduction of Dr. Subramaniam Iyer. Dr. Subramaniam Iyer is an astute and result-oriented engineer, management and finance professional with over 3 decades of extensive techno-commercial experience in sales, marketing, business development, and CRM with profit accountability in various sectors like engineering, construction, mining, projects, finance, and education. Lately, he has been developing a program and a course curriculum, quality assurance for business engineering and vocational. Responsibility Mohammed bin Rashid Housing Establishment, Dubai Electrical and Water Authority, Dubai Road Transport Authority, Dubai Aluminium, Dubai Petroleum and Gas, and academicians like health and safety. Surveying inspections, draftsmanship research, worked as an internal verifier and external reviewer for QAD and TVET approvals, worked with NQA and MOE on education framework development. His research areas include emerging technologies like blockchain in education, data analysis, big data, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and augmented reality. He is currently working with the Westwood University College and Education Hub as a senior faculty and business development manager for institutional business. His areas of interest are marketing, operations, health, safety, strategic management, research and development, emerging technology, business analytics, business sustainability, resilience and education management. डॉक्टर अय्यर आपका भारत से बहुत बहुत स्वागत है, अभिनंदन है. Now I would request Dr. Ayyar to start with his keynote address. Sir, stage is all yours. Sir, please unmute yourself first. Muskan, bolo sunai nahi de raha. Sir, we cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Sir, kindly try to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Let's
Can you hear me now?
very well.
Yeah. So I will thank you for the ample introduction. It's a lengthy one, and
Yeah.
of course the other participants have been giving us a wonderful time. So I'll start with my presentation. So I'll just share mine. So can you see my screen now? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yeah. So basically, coming down to I think this is one of the last now. So I just go through the impact and panacea of environmental pollution, the past, present, and future. So a lot has been said about the pollution ingredients and the components. So basically, I think the main solution to all this is the awareness part, because we are not aware of what we are doing. So this is happening. So if you look at the next, what I think is the universe, the earth, everything are organisms. If we realize this, we will not do the damage we are already doing to each and every cycle. We are distorting the circular cycles, the natural cycles, and that's the saddest part of that. And because we are not aware of the things, and the holistic view is being one with them. So we need to be one with nature, with the universe. So if you're not, then we are going to have problems, and these are all the manifested problems of this. So I'm just giving it a spiritual, holistic twist. And of course, I believe in science, I believe in research. So I'll see how to connect it now. So most seers can see this, and it was taught in the old Gurukul system. So it was very much taught in our old Gurukul system, where we have told how the nature is, what is creating us. We belong to the nature and we go back to the nature. So most of us have gone away from this, and that's the saddest part, and that's why we are spoiling the nature, the universe, and so on. So if we keep our environment dirty, it's going to affect our conscious and our very being. So I'm very thankful for the PM Modi's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So it's clearly an indication that this is what needs to be done at the lowest level. So if you're able to keep ourselves clean, our environmental clean, and basically it has to do with the cleanliness within, in our inner self. So it will all show, our conscious levels will go high, the awareness will spread, and we will stop doing damage to nature. So coming back to, I just completed that part. So now I'm going into the research area, which I very much would like to link it to. So I believe in circular economies. So my research has been done on this. And I believe the awareness can be spread only at the education level, by education. So in the school level, at the home level, if each of us is taught that we are wasting water, we should not waste paper, we should not spoil the nature, we should be one with nature. So I'm just giving it an emotional angle. So from the linear sustainability economy, which all of them we lecture ourselves, we need to go to the circular economy CE model. So how the education sector can contribute to the solution of this is very much to be seen. So as an educator, I keep telling my children, the people around me, the students, the industrial people. So only now recently everyone is concerned about the environment and the other factors of it. But this has been amply seen. The effect has been long known. It's been going on for centuries, and we are having a problem. So if you look at the basic pillars, the circular economy has primarily three pillars, as I've shown here. So design out waste and pollution, keep materials and products in use, regenerate natural systems. So this is all to be triggered by innovations and R&D. So I'm looking at all this from the management point of view, from organizations, from education point of view. So all this had come to be aligned for the nature and for mankind to be one. So like in the last presentation, we have seen how the fish, how we are spoiling the sea, how we are spoiling the various beings on this earth, the fishes, the birds, and so on. So obviously we are spoiling ourselves, because that's the same fish we eat, and that's the same containers we use in the micro ovens, which is going to lead to cancer things and so on. So there are unlimited diseases which we are going to face in the future. So all this can be spread only by awareness, and only the education can spread this. So the stress should be on the education. We should amply invest in this. Okay, so I have narrowed down to the education sector in UAE because I happen to stay here, but it's very much applicable to any of us anywhere in the world. So what we need to do is, if I start at the curriculum design, at the schools, at the higher education levels, we can teach the students how nature is one. We need to look at spreading the awareness, what we are doing to nature and how we can reverse it. And then by actually doing it on campus, the campus applications, the students can be easily able to see how we are conserving the lights, how we are using solar, how we are using, how we are saving the water, and we can also inbuild a lot of other applications into the campus where people can see, actually the students can see and learn that paperless systems, they look at don't use plastics, or how to segregate the waste at the first level so it can be properly recycled and so on. And all this has to be combined with the research, development, innovation, and collaboration with the industry. So, and obviously the technology has got a big part to play in this. Emerging technologies will help us get through this phase. And obviously the people involvement, that is right from the children, the students, the learners, the teachers, everyone should be part of it in building this awareness. Otherwise we are going nowhere. So as was already said, 2040 2050 is soon upon us, and we will be all probably merged in plastic, like how the birds and fishes are. So the at student level, what we can do, and at the industry point of view, the curriculum needs to be continuous, updated to match the industrial and societal needs to accommodate new innovations in the circular economy. So this is what we need to build: new leaders, the new startups, the new educators, the new students, the new learners, and the fresh entrepreneurs. So they can go into the industry and start adopting this kind of circular design, and stop the spread of pollution and so on. So we have seen a lot of campuses in UAE, especially the Masdar, and some of these are evoke models for the CE kind of education. So UAE campus can be live examples of applying CE in electrification, using renewable energy, using LEDs, low consumption lamps, recycling the water, reduce waste. We also ready-made examples of green buildings, green energy societies. We are having ample in the UAE. The UAE government is spreading this awareness, and there are a lot of investments which are coming into this, which I encourage all the entrepreneurs and all the countries and all the leaders to go into taking this stand. So this gives the learners the feel of the circular economy in the real conditions, and the universities can collaborate in the industries to showcase these gadgets and applications of the campus. The UAE education sector must invest in R&D and collaborate with the local global industries to take on CE projects. So we have the big techs, we have a lot of big people like Bill Gates Foundation and other NGOs who are ready to invest in this kind of projects. So I encourage the education universities and the colleges, even at the school level, to go into this. So because I've seen in some NGOs been taught teaching children how to save water, and I've seen a live example of those children going home and actually physically stopping the parents from wasting water. Like someone is shaving, and the child goes and puts off the tap, saying that when you require the water, you use it, and things like that. So it gets a emotional involvement of the people, the families, into this kind of awareness. So these collaborations will be the future for the UAE to lead the way to circular economy and to other Middle East countries. The UAE government can announce policies to support these initiatives and collaborations. So next is the emerging technologies and how they can be used. So we've seen all through blockchains, robotics, machine learning, cloud computing, virtual reality. All these projects can be used to spread this awareness, and also teach live examples of how to innovate and how to do save nature and the environment. So we're looking at the awareness. The technology is part of it. The people can be trained to spread this awareness, and there should be rewards to augment this awareness. So that's what we call it as the eccentric and the intrinsic rewards to motivate them. So to also encourage all these features, we can have a circular economy index which can be monitored. So it can be on the apps, it can be on computers, it can be at the campuses. So each and every initiative can be measured and tracked, and be encouraged. And the people who are lacking behind can be taught and retrained on this. So the CE index can support the tracking of the projects and measure the progress in CE by the organization and even individuals. So we can have smartphones individually measuring what kind of contribution an individual is giving to the circular economy. So from a management point of view, so this involves a lot of change at all levels. So I've used the ADKAR change management theory to advocate this. So awareness of the CE should be spread at individual level, community level, organization level, at industrial level and collaborations. And the desire is what we see. So we see what is happening, what is the kind of disasters humanity is going and how it's going to backtrack back to us, like spread of cancer and probably land up in more kind of diseases. So this could encourage people for the desire to go for the circular economy. So it should be communicated properly. The risk involved should be discussed at all forums. The benefits should be shown, and this program should have to build momentum, and we can address the fears. The knowledge, as I said, can be awareness, training, technology, project management, shared learnings, time frame. All this can be knowledge inculcated to the society and the individuals and by the organizations. Ability to implement, that is, formulate framework, strategy, training, transparency, rework the processes need, and reinforcement. So tracking and doing this using the various apps I mentioned, we can have the circular economy index at individual, at organization, at community levels. And then there should be a positive feedback, continuous improvement can happen. So the whole cycle is completed, we go back to the awareness. So the continuous loop, measurement index, feedback, fine tuning, innovations can all be linked back to the awareness level. So this is the contribution of this research. So I added the innovation part to the ADKAR change management system. So if I connect it to the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, so we'll see each of them has been answered here and how they can be converted to a CE basically. So first thing is how the education should spread to all, each and every person. So eradicate poverty by education, which UAE education sector can contribute, make learners employable and as entrepreneurs. So each and every SDP has been connected. So train people on well-being and health and spread awareness and run research projects. Standardized common circular economic curriculum can be inbuilt, designed. So at the education level, right from the schools, then generate equality exemplary examples at the UAE education sector organizations, awareness and experimental learning at the campus, implement projects on campus and collaborate with the industry, decide curriculum for these projects. UAE education can develop research, encourage innovativeness in renewable energy, tie up with the industry to partner more projects. UAE education is recognized as economic contributor, as education hub for the Middle East, and the many collaborations and industries leading the way forward. So you see each and every SDP has been connected. Okay, so this is an example of that. And then the SDBs of the UN can be extended to the CE initiatives. Objective of suggesting a CE initiative to be implemented by the UAE education sector has been met. The main contribution has been the management change perspective used in encouraging the successful implementation of the CE initiatives. And the contribution has been the innovation added to the ADKAR model. So this was the conclusion. So I am open to questions. Thank you very much.
Hello, mic check, mic check.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. Any questions? Uh, Tarif Akbar has raised the hand. Please unmute him. Okay. Just open the chat. I just want to see the chats. It's a very nice and informative session. There are so many compliments for you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any questions? I would like to answer
Yeah,
them.
that's what I'm trying to look at. Any questions? I don't think so. Any questions? So now it's time to formally thank Dr. Iyer. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Dr. Iyer, for the stirring speech you gave us. Everyone present at the occasion was not only in the awe of your knowledge, but also greatly impressed by your presenting style. It's appearing as if we are talking to each other. It was a great pleasure to listen to your wise words and learn so much out of it. I take this opportunity to thank you on the behalf of our entire organizing committee and delegates who are captivated by talk. You spoke on how the education sector can contribute to the solution of environmental pollution for Asia. So now we come to the end of the third day.